time for some Sony C40 goodness. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another MrBetaByte video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're looking at this rather lovely Sony SL-C40 Betamax, of course. And it's part of the range from 1983 of the SL-C20 30. Then there's 40 and there's the 80. There is also a 44, I believe. Don't know anything about that, to be honest. But the 40 basically is a C30 but with linear stereo. And I don't know whether you would have been upset buying one of these when in 1984 the HF100, which had hi-fi stereo sound, came out, so you'd think, oh, I should have waited. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? So yeah, let's get it out of the box. So I've already obviously opened this and had a look at it. It does come with its original remote and the lanyard, which you really don't see that often these days, or at all. And most of the original polystyrene, I mean, it's sort of got a bit damaged, but that's fine. And plug, which we'll have fun with checking in a few minutes. But it's actually, I mean, apart from a little bit of paint off there, it's pretty perfect. I do actually have a bag for it as well. It's not the original bag that it would have come in, but it's very similar too. So yeah, lift it out of the box and we'll take a look. So there it is in all its glory. It really is a lovely machine and very, very clean and tidy. It hasn't been dusted or anything. There's a tiny bit of dust on it, but nothing at all really. Remote control as well. Could do with a bit of a clean, but that's fine. Yeah, just really a very lovely machine. First thing we'll do, plug needs to be changed because it's not got the shrouded pins. So let's check this. What do we reckon? 5 amp fuse? Oh, 3 amp fuse. Yeah, and that's actually pretty well installed. So yeah, it's a shame. Got to take it off really, but yeah, that's perfect. So I'll put a new plug on, and we'll crack on. So new plug's on, and we're good to go. Let's give it a test. It's the first time I've powered this on actually, so we'll see. It's looking good. I will take off the front cover and just give that a clean in there because I think it does need it. So that's not bad. One thing I do notice is this is a bit slack. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, maybe just a tiny bit tighter on the tensioner. Let's just do that now. Just a tiny bit tighter. Doesn't need to be much. There we go. Don't over tighten the screw because it splits the plastic if you're not careful. So let's press play. So that's looking
In half
good.
an hour over on BBC Two, the season of feature films directed by Billy Wilder continues with Fedora, starring Marta Keller as the enigmatic film star who's retired with a sinister entourage.
Beats and noise
reductions
off.
And William Holden is the Hollywood
on.
producer who wanted to make another film. That's on two in half an hour.
Tracking.
And here on BBC
left.
One we have our own film now, as Michael Caine and Julie Walters starring Willie Russell's award-winning comedy Educating Rita.
Yeah, tracking right, you're going to see the sound just break up a bit. make the gongs funny. Yeah. So let's get that back to the center. So yeah, super. That's really, really good. So this is an interesting one. I thought I'd just test the remote control. I've just picked up some fairly flat batteries. I mean, they still sort of, you know, the light's still lighting up, but I was noticing not far away from the actual set, it starts dropping out. So quick demo. Cue forward. And nothing happens. Oh! Do you know what it is? I'm actually recording this on my Pixel. And it's I think it's the autofocus. So hand over. That's really funny. It's overwhelming the IR receiver. That's worth noting, possibly. If you're doing a video like I am and you're using a phone with the IR, that will probably be causing the remote to not work. Interesting. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is let's eject the cassette. It's fine, isn't it? So just checking the pinch folder, and we can see this. It's got good run on, and that's what you want to see. Has also had all the caps done, all the critical ones, plus some extras as well, which is great. They tend to be reliable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the front, and I'm going to take off the bottom panel as well, and going to strengthen up those rear sockets, give the rear sockets a clean, because they're quite tarnished, and put it back together, give it a test, give it a run. Job's a good one. Let's crack on. One thing I did forget to mention in that list of things to do is the Hall effect. So we need to get that cleaned up quick smart. Give it a bit of a dust. I'll probably do something about the grease. I'm not going to take the front loading system out, but I'll probably just take off the grease that I can see and replace it with some modern, better quality grease, or well, not better quality, just better grease, because this will be getting a bit on the hard side. So yeah, we'll crack on with that and see you when I've done those two jobs. So that's a pretty good job done. The glue was it was tough to get off. I've also greased, made a little bit of a mess actually. I'll clean that up a bit more. Cleaned off the old grease and put some red, what's known as red rubber grease. So yeah, it sort of does really well with these plastics, and should last a good time as well. So yeah, I'll drop this board and we'll have a look at the those sockets. So it certainly is a rather molested machine. I had to really fight to undo that screw, and it's just never been undone. So yeah, that's really quite cool. So what I'll do is I'll put some links, the wire links, just to strengthen these up. Just helps keep them reliable, and clean these sockets as well because they're a bit grubby in the back. So I'll get and do that, and yeah, that should be all good. So we're all done, and everything's cleaned up as well. It's looking good. A couple of little wharfy marks there, and some dust. found its way there, but yeah, that's great. So I'm gonna get the bottom cover back on. Look how clean and tidy this is as well, just immaculate. Yeah, so I'll get this back on, and yeah, well, we're gonna take the front cover off, so I might as well do that before I put the top back on, so or the bottom. So yeah, let's crack on. Front cover's off, and yeah, it's pretty dusty to be fair, so that's fine. We'll give it a good clean. Give the front a good clean as well. It's pretty dusty. Not bad though, I'm considering. So yeah, I'll get and do that next. Bit of an interesting one. There's no tape across the bottom. It's usually some black tape across the metal just to hide it, I suppose. But what was interesting, I took the flaps off to give them a good clean. You can see they've come up pretty well. But this one had lots of scratch marks, this side and this side, and I wonder if the tape was actually fouling the front loading system, and that's why it's been removed. I wish I'd shown the before and after, but I actually took all those scratches away using some of this, some Brasso, it's sort of Brasso infused material, and it very lightly just going over the affected area. I don't know, we can see maybe there's a little bit left. That's come up pretty well, to be fair. So yeah, but how interesting. And everything else is lovely and tidy now, and I've done the front as well. I haven't actually done the outside, I've done the inside. So most of the dust is removed. There's a little bit in there actually I missed, but I'm not terribly worried about getting every last bit out, because I'd rather not break anything and leave a bit of dust in. But yeah, and I've cleaned all the LED lenses, all the LEDs are cleaned, clock is clean, and the IR sensor as well, sensor window. So yeah, really very pleased with that. So let's get this back together. Oh. Just push that in to engage the gear. Well, that's quite in. Oh, that's not. And there we go. It's quite lining up. There we go. And then same for the top. Some ways it's easier to do the top first, I think. Anyway. That's it. Shouldn't really need to press that much, but sometimes it needs a little jiggle. Bit of grease on the locking assembly. We'll put that back in. Just clean that bit of grease off. Super. So, get the front cover on, and I suppose see what it looks like and give it a test. Another issue I came across, one of the screws that was holding the front cover on was actually a self-tapper when it should be a machine screw. So it's probably one of those things, these screws are not easy to come across. So obviously they've just found a screw at some point, probably when they took the tape off, to take the front off to get that tape off. They just found whatever screw they could that would fit. But yeah, of course I've got loads of these, so I put the white one back in. So all done and dusted. literally. Really lovely. It's looking so good. I even changed the fuses. They can soft blow just with constant on and off. They flex every time the machine's powered on, and it can cause them to just rupture. So I do tend to change them on C20 3040s. So giving the back a bit of a spruce up as well. There's a little bit of a mark there, so I've brassoed that and it's come back lovely. So let's power it on, see what this clock's like as well, because I'm hoping it will be really nice and bright. Super. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Oh, look at that. That's so nice. Got the simulcast and then TV. B&R, which we'll leave off. So let's see how we get on. And clean the remote. Lovely. That's really cool. I just noticed, working on VTC 6500, that had noisy rewind, like a squealing, and I thought it was a guide. It's actually the tape. The tape's doing exactly the same thing in this machine, so that's actually good. Sunday. So slow. Oh, I went past it, that's fine. What was happening there with the tape? But yeah, you can hear it's just squeaking, and I think it's actually on. I think it's actually on this side of the cassette. Let's just wind it on a bit. Hopefully get past that scraggy bit. So tracking, well no, we're not going to get past the scraggy bit, but anyway. Yeah, oh, there we go. So yeah, there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Absolutely beautiful machine. Really very pleased with it. So yeah, with that, I hope you picked up a few bits and pieces in this one and enjoyed just seeing this wonderful machine just sort of be, if you like, finished off really, I suppose. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. A like would be wonderful, and if you've not already, subscribing would be fantastic too. And I will hopefully see you in another video. Bye for now.
And that's all from us on this Christmas Day. God bless. Good night.
Good evening to you once again. We missed out on the snow this Christmas, but if you did want snow, well, North Africa was the place to be, and that sounds incredible. They did have quite a lot of snow showers today and some thunderstorms as well, and you can see the bad weather, these patches of cloud running down through the Mediterranean. In fact, the Mediterranean is not the place to be. It's very cold indeed. Now, closer to home, we've got this system here which brought all the rain across southern parts of the country today.